Y'all, we are about to work some paper crafting magic with a notepad like this. Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel, friends. Thank you so much for being here today. I truly appreciate it. We are going to do something very special today using one of the mini writing tablets from Dollar Tree. This is actually 3 mini notepads, and from 3 mini notepads we are going to be able to make this. I don't know if you can see how gorgeous this is, so I'm going to flip to my overhead camera to give you a closer look. But y'all know what time it is. It's time to make it. We're going to be making this mini bookcase complete with 3 mini notebooks, and it is a chipboard project, absolutely gorgeous. I went ahead and added feet to mine, but that's just me. You don't have to do that at all. I wanted to see how it would look with feet, but you can see just how gorgeous this actually is. Showing it on camera does not do this justice. And this mini bookcase holds 3 of the mini notebooks. See how gorgeous these are? So I made 2 in the floral pattern and 1 in a plaid pattern. And then I sort of mixed the plaid and the floral on this piece here. Y'all, I think it turned out beautifully. These pads are 3.5 by 5 inches. And as you can see, there are 3 of them on a set. So we're going to be using this shade of green today. And I've already made 2. So I'm going to go ahead and just put these back in the holder. I think that these would make great gifts. And here are the 2 notebooks that I have already made. I went ahead and made them off camera because the build process on the 3rd one is identical to this one. But you can see how gorgeous these are. Even if you didn't want to make the holder, you can make these and give them as individual gifts. I think they would be cute that way as well. But we're going to take this 3rd 3.5 by 5 inch mini notepad and we're going to turn it into our 3rd book. You're going to need 6 pieces that measure 5.25 by 3 3/4 and 3 pieces for the spine that measure 3/8 by 5.25. Then for the actual spine portion of our bookcase, you're going to need 1 piece that is 5.5 by 2 3/8 and 1 piece that is 4.25 by 2 3/8. Then for the side pieces of the bookcase, you're going to need 2 pieces that are 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Then we're going to need some paper, and this is the paper that I have chosen for today. So for this project, we'll be mixing and matching. So for one 12 by 12 sheet, you can actually make 2 books, and I'll show you how you're able to do that. And then from 1 sheet of 8.5 by 11, you're actually able to make the liner for 2 books. So what I've cut are 4 pieces of 8.5 by 11, and I have 2 pieces of 12 by 12. Now total, you're going to need 3 pieces of 12 by 12 because you will need enough to make 3 books, but you'll have half a piece left over because again, you can get 2 from 1 piece. So here's how we do this. So I'm going to take my piece of 12 by 12 and I am going to cut it at 6 by 12. And you'll need 3 of these for the 3 books that you're making. 3 pieces of 6 by 12. I have already added double stick tape to the backs of my chipboard, and I'm going to take the 2 pieces that measure 5.25 by 3 3/4, and we're going to place them down like this with that spine piece in the middle. So now I'm going to peel away my tape backer. And I'm going to place 1 piece here. Place this piece right here with about 1/8 of an inch spacing in between. And then I'll take my 3rd chipboard piece and place it. like this. Then I'll take my stylus, press it against the chipboard, and just go around. If you have a paper that's prone to cracking, this won't necessarily stop that cracking, but it will help to loosen the fibers, which in turn might help to minimize the severity of the cracking. So I am just going to go in here as well. Then I'm going to take my finger blade and let's just cut off the excess. And now I'll stand this up and fold over. We will just miter our corners. So now I'm going to take my tape runner, and I can use my tape runner on this part because these fold over flaps, they will be sandwiched in between the chipboard and the liner piece. So that is what I'm doing right now. I'm just adding some tape. We're going to fold over, and then we'll place our liner as well. So I'm just going to stand this up, get that stuck, do the same here. Get this stuck. And I know that a lot of you have purchased this Quilted Life paper that I'm using. It comes in 4 different colors, and I absolutely love this paper. And when you're using it, no 2 pieces ever come out exactly the same. So now that we have this piece here, I am going to bring in a piece of that 8.5 by 11 so that we can cut our liner piece, and we're going to take this and I am going to trim my 8.5 by 11 down to 7 7/8, and then I'm going to cut 2 pieces at 5 inches by 7 7/8. That way, if I wanted to make another book, I could, but this is to show you that you can get 2 pieces from one 8.5 by 11. So you can get 2 of those inside liners from one 8.5 by 11. So now we're going to take this piece and we actually put it down like this. So I'm going to bring in my tape. We're going to place some tape here. And place some tape here. And here. Then I'm going to take some tape, and I am just going to place tape for the 4 edges of this liner piece. And then we join the 2 together. So this is the process that you will follow for your 3 books. That's why I made 2 of them off camera, because it really is a very simple process that you'll follow. All right, so now we can peel away our tape backers, and we will join these 2 together. So now we'll take this piece and we'll put it on like this. Now I'll bring in my big old spatula. So we're just going to work our spine, getting nice, tight, and crisp on those spines. And what you want to see when you close this, you don't want to see any paper puckering. If you do see some paper puckering, go ahead and go back and just work that stick a little bit better. So now we're going to take our notepad, and y'all, I am going to put this in as a one and done. If you want to refill your notepad, I have a lot of videos out there how to make notepads refillable, but on this project, I am doing this as a one and done. All 3 of my notebooks are being done in this way. So I am going to take some glue, add some glue right there, take this piece, and we're going to put it down right there. Let me just make sure that that's nice and even, and it looks to be. So then I'm just going to get that stuck. And so now we have our third notebook. You can add some decorative touches to these if you want. I'm just going to leave mine plain because they are going to be sitting in a holder like this. So I am going to move these to the side because now we need to make the bookcase. So I'm going to bring in these two pieces that measure 5.5 by 2 3/8 and 4 1/4 by 2 3/8. And these two pieces are going to go together like this. And I do have this half piece left, so I'm going to go ahead and just use it. If you have another 12 by 12 that you want to cut, you can simply cut it at 6 by 12 because we are going to be doing that wraparound method. So I am going to take my chipboard pieces and remove my double stick tape backers. And we're going to put these down. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this piece. We're going to put it right there. Then we're going to take this piece and we're going to give ourselves about 1/8 of an inch in spacing in between like that. Let's flip over. Let's take our stylus and again just go around to create that score. And you know, this really is going to be an easy peasy way to make a box. It's one that I've used on YouTube since I've been on YouTube, and I absolutely love this technique. So now I'm going to take this, stand it up, like that, and then here in my corners I am just going to miter like this, like that. And we'll do the same thing here. We're going to miter, and then I'll cut across like that. Then we'll do the same thing down here. And right here. So now I'm just going to fold over and fold right there. And I'm going to cut this because I want to remove that excess like that. But then I am going to go back and I am going to trim away just a little bit more because we don't need as much as we have there. So I am just trimming away about 1/8 of an inch. So now we have this. We're going to take this, fold up, fold over, and then wrap. So I am going to bring in my tape again because I'm going to place some tape right here. And some tape right here. And a teeny tiny strip going down that middle like that. And I'm going to take some tape. Let's go ahead and put a piece here. And then I'm going to add a piece here. Just being extra careful to make sure that I have my tape down on my piece. I don't want anything coming undone. Here. And here. And then for good measure, I'm just going to take a piece, put it right there. I might have added too much tape, but you know what? It's okay. So now we're going to peel away our tape backers. And I'm going to take this piece and fold it over, take this piece and fold it over. Now I can take this piece and fold it over. And we will remove the backers from this piece. Like I said, y'all, this is a process that I started sharing on YouTube when I first joined, and I think that it really simplifies the way that boxes were being made on YouTube. So I am just going to take my big old spatula, go ahead and go along those edges. Right now we have one long piece, and that is about to change because I am going to find my spine and just work it. So there is my little L shape. We're about to turn this into this. So let's grab a piece of 8.5 by 11. Let's grab our last two pieces of chipboard that measure 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 and grab a ruler. Because we're going to make a mark. So I'm going to make a mark at 2 1/4 this way, the long way. Then I'll turn it this way, and I'm going to make a mark at 1 1/4 right here. Then I'm going to take my ruler and my finger blade, and I am just going to trim off from mark to mark like this. And then I can just take this piece and lay it on top of this one and trim. So let's just cut this off. So now that we have these two pieces, I am going to bring in my two pieces of 8.5 by 11, and all of my papers have been single-sided. And I am going to take this piece, peel away the tape backer from one side, and I'm going to put it down like this. So now I can go around with my stylus, and we're just going to be doing a fold over, y'all. But in order to do the fold over, we need to get our paper creased. So I'm creasing along all the angles of this paper. And now I'm going to go to my corners. Angle this way, angle this way. Angle here, angle here. Here and here. Here and here. Here and here. So that's how we're going to start. So let's go ahead and just cut out. We'll have to do some more trimming, but right now we're just going to do it like this. I can go ahead and reduce this. But you see what I'm doing here. I'm just going to my corners. And just giving myself a little miter. Fold that over. So now I'm just going to take my glue, because that's going to make it quicker. And I'm going to place glue there, fold over, get that stuck. Place some glue right here, fold over, and get this stuck. Place some glue right here, fold over, get that stuck. Right here, fold over, get this stuck. Now we're going to take this piece and we simply fold it like this. So I am going to trim out all of this excess. Then I'm going to go back with my scissors and just trim away a little bit because it doesn't need to be as big as it is. So now we're going to take this and we'll put it down like that. I can see that I need to trim this just a little bit. So I'm going to trim off just a little bit. And now I can take my glue, add some glue to this piece. Fold over and get it stuck. And there is one side to our bookcase. And so now we get to do my fun technique. We get to take this piece and we're going to join it to this piece. And I am going to add glue and we're going to go in about 1/16 of an inch. So I am going to take my glue, run my glue along the edge here. And along the bottom. You want to make sure you get a nice coating of glue because you don't want it coming undone. And I promise you, once this is down, it is going to stick. So we're going to take this, and like I said, I'm going to go in about 1/16 of an inch. Put this down. Just kind of finagle it just a little bit. Slide it over just a little bit. And you see how I have that? That is one of my favorite techniques. And I think it was one of the best things that I shared with you guys when I started making boxes on YouTube. Because I think that for a lot of people, it has simplified box making. Even other channels that doubted that the process would work, they now use it. So let's just get that stuck. So now that we have it like this, I'm going to take my 3 books and put them in because I want to make sure that I'm going to have a nice fit on this, and I do. So now I'm going to take this side and do the same thing. We're going to add our glue and we're going to put it in. And I hope that you are enjoying this video because I always have fun with 3D projects like this. So we're going to take our glue, place it along the bottom like this. You see that glue? I have it on 2 sides, the long side and the bottom. We're going to take this and I am just going to put it down and slide it back. Maybe I'll slide it over just a little bit. Not much. But while it's like this, I'm going to take my books, put them in because I want to make sure they're going to fit. And y'all, that is such a good fit. So let's press against the back and then let's press down. Give this a moment to dry and I'll be right back. All right, so while this is drying, if you want to add feet, you can add them now. I put feet on the blue one, and I think I'm going to put feet on the green one. It is not necessary at all. This is completely optional, but I am going to just add some glue right here. Take this little metal foot, put it in that glue. Y'all, this reptile adhesive will definitely hold these metal feet in place. I have been using reptile adhesive on metals since I first started using reptile adhesive. So let's put some back here. Let's take this foot Get it soaked in that glue. Let's take this, add some glue right here, and let's get it soaked in that glue. Then all we have to do is give this a moment to set up, and we'll be able to turn it right side up. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn this so that it can stand. And if when you place your feet you have any wobble, just go ahead and tap it, because that'll help it to level. So now I'm just going to take my books and go ahead and put them in, because my little bookcase is all done. I just need to be very careful in how I'm handling it. But you can see that we have those 3 books in. We have our feet. This is really a fabulous little project. Look at that. Gorgeous. Just like this one. And so there we have it, y'all. These are absolutely fabulous. I'm going to take out one of the books just so that we can stand it up like that, and you can see what we have created here. We took a few pieces of paper, one triple stack notepad from the Dollar Tree, some metal feet for decoration, and we turned it into this. Now, this is what the channel is all about. We're all about taking just basic items and making them look like $1 million bucks, making them something that you would be proud to make and to give, making something that no one else is doing. That's why I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and if you have, please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, like I said, we're doing it like no other. So I'd love to have you subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you will know when I upload a new video. As always, my beautiful crafty friends, please be safe, be kind, and be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.